Weightlifting is hard from the start for everybody, and it will stay that way for as long as you want to push your weightlifting. Weightlifting isn't easy for anyone. The understanding of weightlifting doesn't come without session after session after session, year after year. Nobody triumphs in weightlifting without trials and hard work for a long time. Your immediate thought to this might be, what about so-and-so? They started 2 years ago and now they're lifting this huge weight, or this lifter is just steamrolling through the world records year after year. It looks so easy for them. But don't confuse speed of progress with the effort that progress needed and how it felt while they were progressing. Don't watch these lifters and assume that because they progressed faster and peaked higher, that the journey was easier for them. Don't return to your own training and assume that you're so innately useless at weightlifting that it can't possibly feel as hard for the gifted athlete. One of the most common questions we receive as coaches is, do you think I can be any good? My answer to this is always the same. Give it 10 years of training and then I'll tell you. While I can give you some examples of great lifters who found it hard from the words they've said or the interviews they've given, I can tell you exactly how I felt as I journeyed through my weightlifting career. Now, I'm not saying I'm a great lifter, but I fit a decent lift from time to time. When I started weightlifting at the age of 18, weighing 75 kilos, I snatched 100 kilos after about 10 months of training. Granted, this seems like good progress, but I didn't understand how it happened. 6 months after that, I snatched 115 kilos, and I still didn't understand how I was getting there. After 3.5 years, I could do 130 and 160. I could low block snatch 140. I was training like a madman, but I still didn't really truly understand weightlifting. I couldn't reliably hit weights. Progress seemed almost random and sporadic. In May of 2015, just after 3.5 years of training, I hit 140 from the low blocks. But I still had no real understanding of how this happened. I couldn't reproduce this consistently. I would still have days where weights made no sense, where 100 kilos might as well have been 1,000 kilos. The day I hit 140 from the floor, I couldn't believe it. I mean that literally. As I got under the bar, I remember thinking, holy shit, I actually made this snatch. It was a complete surprise to me. This went on for years and years until the day I snatched 152.5 kilos. This was 9 years of weightlifting. 9 years. Only then did I finally start to understand my body and mind when weightlifting. This accumulated into my current PB of 155 kilos. Even in the sessions prior to 155 kilos, I was tweaking technical aspects. I was thinking of what I needed to focus on. Only after this amount of time did I truly begin to understand just what the process needed to look like, what each session needed to feel like, how the whole journey was supposed to flow together. Even now, after having hit 155 and 190 kilos, I still have more to master. Up until that point, I knew something was missing. I knew it didn't really make sense to me. To be honest, what would have made the progress easier was a coach, but unfortunately there was just no one out there. I had to travel to places like Romania and Germany and Qatar to learn. Would I have made better progress in that time if I'd had a coach? Absolutely. Would I be the lifter and coach I am today? Absolutely not. You can look around and look at other lifters, such as if you watch Gabriel Sincrean's vlogs right now, or listen to Clarence when he says he doesn't want to try for a 200 kilo snatch because of the work it needs, or how Dimas felt like quitting in the training hall multiple times before his last Olympics. The process doesn't get easier, you just understand it better. Look, the point is, the chances of you being good at weightlifting are probably pretty low, but so are the chances that you will cut it out for 10 years to find out if you are or not.